Okay, Dreamcatcher. Um, so you might notice something different if you've been watching my previous videos on a very similar team that has the same concept. I usually run Sprocket, Washbuckler, and Pit Boss, and I got 190k with that team last week. And it's a very good team. But I've also seen, and also you've got to remember, Pit Boss is a Nat 5, and it's quite difficult to get him. I got him from my Master Eons and then a load of Extreme Dungeons. So I got into 6-star earlier. But he's a Nat 5, and so I want to explore options that are like more accessible. And I tried Kaboom out, and he works really well with this team because of so this boss casts. So this is an irrelevant skill. That's an irrelevant skill. It casts crit damage down. You don't care about that. Crit damage down is irrelevant if you're not running a crit build, basically. Then you've got crit rate up, crit damage on, and attack up to herself, which are solid skills, solid buffs. So I'm using Kaboom. His S2, his S1 2-mana skill casts attack down, which is, I hope, will neutralize the attack up. The way that it works is if you've got the buff up and the buff down on your the effect up and the effect down, it counts as minus 10% overall. I think it's 30% if you have the effect up, and then minus 40% if you have it down. So in this way, I'll have it so that it sort of neutralizes it, and then the removal of the buff, I'm hoping will be for the crit for the crit rate up or the attack up. Either one's fine, to make sure the boss doesn't crit me. Because if it removes crit damage, it doesn't matter, as long as you get the crit. That's extra damage that I don't really want to take. So, and then the other part of the team is Sprocket and Washbuckler, and they just Sprocket S1 gets the parts, Sprocket S2 gets the blind, and then Sprocket S2 is for the disrupt. Washbuckler's S1 you use only when you've got virtually only when you knock down the boss. And then other than that, you're just cycling Gulper skills whenever you can. So, yeah, let's do it. So, take it off auto. I will do this one on ×1. I might do a bit of it on ×2 a bit later on. So she charges up. I'm going to chuck on Kabooms, and then I'm going to chuck in Sprocket. This one is one that, as soon as she charges, she puts on the she adds her thing in queue. Some of them, like Wolfgang, wait a little bit. So now she's put Dream Gen on. I'm gonna just get the thing in. The fact that she does this buff is really useful for this team, because it means that she's not actually using her skills the entire time. It's not like every single one of the skills she uses does damage, and that's a really useful thing. Like that's Dream Drain there, and that gives you a lot more freedom in terms of the attacks you can do. So this is going to be, and I've talked about how you work this team in terms of what you're looking out for. The major thing is the turns of blind. I would be very cautious of those. So what I like to do when I'm fighting this and any boss with this team that does like the blinding is to make sure that the difference between the number of turns of blind she has and the number of skills she has in the queue is never zero. So I'll always endeavour to keep it so that she has one turn of blind or more. And so I will charge it when I see the difference between the two numbers, the difference between the turn of blind up in the top and the number of turns that she has be 1, then I'll put my blind in. And so I'm always just looking at the top there just to know, okay, that's how much I've got. That's my leeway, if you will. So now it's hit 1, so I'm going to put that in. And then always try to be, so then now I've got a bit of spare mana, so I'm going to put Washbuckler's S2 in, just for a little bit of extra damage. That's all you're using it for. And now I get the buff removal, which is lovely. And this is just how this fight works. I will shift it down slightly, because that makes it a little bit nicer to look at. So now it's the 2. It's not Dream Drain. It's going to be Tornado. I was hoping that wouldn't kill. I mean, that doesn't kill. It does kill. Damn. That's a mistake on my part. But it's not the end of the world. So you just need to be ready. And actually, the more skills you have in front of Sprocket's Disrupt, the better. As long as you don't have the and yeah, the attack down is impacted by the. Okay, I think that was an error on my part, actually. If I'm thinking about it, that was an error. I shouldn't have used Kaboom. I should have just charged him up again, because I don't really need the attack down right now. But it's whatever. I'll take it. And now the turns are down to 1 again, so I've got... And then I just about got it in. And that's the important bit. You want to just get it in. It doesn't matter when you get it in. Just make sure you get it in. And you will find yourself knocking down this boss quite often. It's just that this attack is very this invasion. So now I'm expecting to knock this boss down when I get... Finally, it happened. And now she puts in her thing. And so I get it in. I charge up. It's very mechanical. This one's definitely one of the easier teams to pull this off with, in my opinion. And now she's stopped attacking for a bit, so I think she's going to charge. And she was. I was right. And there we go. We've hit the, we've virtually hit the triple S, which is really good going. Now I wish I'd got another one of Gulper's skills in here, but it's not the end of the world. If this is Dream Drain, this is lovely. This is Dream Drain. I should know what the skills look like, but I don't that well. And yeah, Sprocket getting those heals is absolutely amazing for this fight. It will just save you so much. And that was really perfect timing for me, because my Sprocket got a little bit low. Oh, I lost Wash. Oh, that's bad. That's really bad. Didn't realise that. Oh, I would have charged up. I'm still going to do really well here. Go on, 200k. Go on, do it to me. Thank you. There you go. I'll take the 200k. And this one's going to fuck me. There we go. Perfect. That's 9k up from last week with the Pit Boss team. Both of them are really good. I would say this one, I don't know, I wouldn't say one of them's better than the other. This one's definitely a lot more accessible. So there, I'll just take these shots. It's all about and also this one's a lot quicker. I think why this one does better, I would say if you've got the rune quality, this one will probably serve you a little bit better. Like I would say mid to late mid game rune quality would do you better with this team. Pit Boss team doesn't require nearly as good runes to get high scores. Like the first time I tried it, my wash buckle was level 51, 4-star awakened, and I got myself up to 147k. So, but I don't think you would ever do that with a low Kaboom. It's just not sustainable enough. I will. I think I didn't show my runes off, so I will go and do that very quickly before I move on to later teams. So we had Washbuckler, hit points, defense. If I've already shown them, I'm sorry, I just forget. Kaboom, I'm running attack, attack, and attack. And then effect accuracy on the slot 4 because you want that for the attack down. That's just that's why you're bringing Kaboom mainly. His damage isn't the focal point because it's a very slow team. It doesn't matter. Bringing Kaboom just makes it speed up the raids a bit more. And also it helps you get past 160. That's why I would say that if you want to reliably hit 160 every single time, I would say Pit Boss is a better bet. Because he will get you there, but then the boss really ramps up once you hit that, and it's very difficult to get past it. To get very far past it, whereas this, I got to 200k because Kaboom just allows me to. With his extra damage output, just allows him to squeeze out a few extra k, even if the team isn't sustainable. End game, Pit Boss will be better, in my opinion. I think he'll do better. And then Sprocket is exactly the same as she was when I fought Gulper, but I've just managed to get this ring to 15. I did it just before this fight. So yeah, there you go. That's a team worth building for this boss. Very reliable. Consider Pit Boss. I mean, to be honest, you can replace. There's probably more. You want someone who's quite cheap but gets the attack down and maybe even the crit rate down. Will help you with this fight. But yeah, there you go. And I'll see you in the next one.